Hey, Browns fans! Let's get to the latest updates, and today we have some stars that the Browns are targeting. Before we dive into today's big story, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll never miss out on the latest news and updates about the Cleveland Browns. Today, we're talking about the quarterback situation, yes, again, and why one analyst thinks Sam Darnold might be a better option than the oft-discussed Kirk Cousins. Let's get right to it. Okay, let's not sugarcoat it. The Browns' 2024 quarterback situation has been an unmitigated disaster. Deshaun Watson? He struggled before suffering a season-ending Achilles injury. Jameis Winston? He didn't make much of a difference. And while there was some hope for rookie Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he failed to rise to the occasion. It was a mess, plain and simple, and everyone knows that position needs to be fixed ASAP. Now the big question is, how will the Browns fix this? Deshaun Watson isn't going anywhere thanks to his massive contract, but realistically, the team can't count on him to play significant snaps next year while he recovers from an injury. So Cleveland needs to bring in some help either through free agency or the draft. One name that's been floating around is Kirk Cousins. After a rough season with the Atlanta Falcons, where he was eventually replaced by rookie Michael Penix Jr., Cousins is likely on the move. On paper, Cousins makes sense. He's experienced, accurate, and can provide the stability the Browns desperately need under center. But wait, Jonathan Peterlin of 92.3 The Fan has a different idea. He believes the Browns should turn their attention to Sam Darnold. Here's what he had to say. I'm much more confident in the idea of Sam Darnold than I am in Kirk Cousins. Now, why Darnold? For starters, the former third overall pick had the best season of his career with the Minnesota Vikings. He showed flashes of the potential that made him a top draft pick in 2018. While his season wasn't perfect, he had a bit of a late meltdown. Darnold looked like a quarterback who could thrive in the right system. And let's be honest, even with his flaws, he'd still be an upgrade over what we saw in Cleveland last year. One thing to consider is the price tag. Kirk Cousins, as a proven starter, will likely command a hefty salary, even if his stock has fallen a bit. Darnold, on the other hand, could command a more reasonable price tag. That could be a big factor for the Browns, who need to balance their spending while addressing other holes on the roster. The real question is, would Darnold want to come to Cleveland? And is he the right fit for Kevin Stefanski's offense? Those are questions the front office, led by Andrew Berry, will have to answer in the coming months. So, Browns fans, what do you think? Should Cleveland take a chance on Sam Darnold? Or is Kirk Cousins the safer bet? Maybe you think the Browns should look elsewhere entirely, whether in free agency or the draft. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. After a tough 3-14 season, the Browns are now focused on making the most of their high draft position. That's right, the silver lining in one of the most disappointing seasons in recent memory is that Cleveland holds the number 2 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. And let's be honest, all eyes are on whether the Browns will pursue a quarterback to secure the future of the franchise. The top 2 QB prospects in the draft are Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, with two-way star Travis Hunter rounding out the consensus top 3. With Deshaun Watson still under contract but coming off a poor season and significant injury, the Browns face a critical decision. Do they trust Watson to bounce back? Or do they turn the page and draft a young quarterback to lead the team into the future? On Friday, Cleveland officially kicked off its draft evaluation process, and the buzz couldn't be louder. The East-West Shrine Bowl is just around the corner, marking the first major opportunity for teams to connect with prospects. And the Browns were at a loss for a team. They've already held their first meeting with potential number 2 pick Shedeur Sanders. According to ESPN's Daniel Oyefusi, the Browns met with Sanders before the Shrine Bowl as part of their initial evaluation process. They weren't the only team interested. Both the Titans, who hold the number 1 pick, and the Giants, who hold the number 3 pick, also met with Sanders. Here's an interesting tidbit about the Titans meeting with Sanders. It reportedly lasted 45 minutes and even included a FaceTime call with his father, the legendary Deion Sanders. While the Browns haven't shared details about the meeting, you can bet they're doing their due diligence on a player with Sanders' elite skill set. Now, let's talk about Sanders as a prospect. This guy is special. His accuracy is spot on, his poise in the pocket under pressure is unmatched, and his athleticism makes him a true dual-threat quarterback. If he's still on the board at number 2, the Browns would be wise to seriously consider him. There's a catch, though. The Titans will almost certainly take a quarterback with the top pick. If they go with Sanders, Cleveland may need to move on to Cam Ward or another option entirely. This draft is shaping up to be one of the most pivotal moments in Browns history. The front office, led by Andrew Berry, needs to get this right. Whether it's drafting a young QB, addressing another position of need, or finding a way to get the most out of Deshaun Watson's remaining team in Cleveland, the decisions made this offseason will shape the team's future for years to come. So, Browns fans, what do you think? Should Cleveland go all in on a young quarterback like Shedeur Sanders? Or do you think the team should focus elsewhere and give Watson one more chance to prove himself? As we all know, the Browns are facing a tough situation at running back. Nick Chubb, one of the most beloved players in franchise history, has dealt with devastating injuries that have taken their toll. It's hard to imagine Cleveland's offense without Chubb at full strength, but the reality is that the team needs to find a new workhorse back for 2025. So who's the right fit? Former NFL running back and current analyst Maurice Jones-Drew thinks he has the answer: Rico Dowdle, the Dallas Cowboys' breakout star for the 2024 season. Jones-Drew elaborated, saying, "Congratulations to Dowdle for evolving from an undrafted free agent in 2020 to the Dallas Cowboys' RB1 in 2024, becoming one of only 16 players this season to surpass 1,000 rushing yards. That doesn't happen without hard work and belief in yourself. Dowdle won't blow your mind, but he's the type of guy who wears down defenses. Let's take a look at the numbers. Dowdle rushed for 1,079 yards and averaged an impressive 4.6 yards per carry last season. He also proved he could contribute in the passing game, catching 39 passes for 249 yards and 3 touchdowns. Not bad for a player who didn't get a chance to truly showcase his talent until his 5th year in the league." Jones-Drew believes Dowdle could be the perfect addition to Kevin Stefanski's offense, which is in desperate need of a reliable running game to complement the rest of the unit. Pairing Dowdle with Jerome Ford could give the Browns the 1-2 punch they need to get their running game back on track. But there's a catch, as there always is. The Browns' salary cap space is tight, and every dollar will count when free agency begins. While Dowdle likely won't command a massive contract, Cleveland's financial situation means they'll need to be strategic with their spending. That begs the question, can the Browns afford Dowdle? And even if they do, will they prioritize him over other needs like quarterback, offensive line, or defensive help? There's no doubt that this is a crucial offseason for the Browns, and every decision could make or break their chances of turning things around in 2025. Dowdle's combination of aggressive running and versatility makes him an intriguing option, but the front office will have to crunch the numbers and decide if he's worth the investment. Okay, Browns fans, it's your turn now. What do you think? Would Rico Dowdle be the right fit for Cleveland's offense? Should the Browns focus on rebuilding their running game, or are there bigger priorities this offseason? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Go Browns!